Did he do it, right?
Yeah,
I know you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually. But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture, you don't hear saying anything is because they participated.
Was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day?
I'm just not with all that 50 shit. Like all of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that.
There's no holding back with 50 Cent. Not right now. Not following the trial. Not after that harsh decision. 50 Cent lit a match online only hours after Diddy's imprisonment rocked the music business to its foundation. Then he covered it with gasoline.
And 50 Cent. These two go back a long time. They have been rivals for a long time. And this week we learned that, at least from Diddy's side of things, this feud apparently went far beyond words. 50 Cent's name came up during the testimony this week of Capricorn Clark. She is a former assistant of Sean Combs who went on to become the head of marketing for his Sean John clothing brand. Clark rose successfully and professionally through the ranks of Diddy's world during her time working for him, which stretched between 2004 to 2018, so she saw a lot. Clark claimed that Diddy would threaten her, and she says he even kidnapped her in 2011. All of this matters as we build up to how 50 Cent kind of factors into what she said on the stand. Now, Capricorn Clark started working for Bad Boy after she worked for Death Row Records. Now, that's surprising, since Death Row was ran by perhaps Diddy's most hated enemy, Suge Knight. Clark said that one of her good friends had a baby with Suge Knight, and that's how she knew him. And in perhaps the most shocking story from her testimony, Clark claimed that shortly after she started working for Diddy, Diddy and his security guards took her to Central Park after dark, and Diddy said, quote, "He told me he didn't know that I had anything to do with Suge Knight, and if anything happened, he would have to kill me." It is an allegation that paints Combs as someone who is ready to take a life. But as Capricorn Clark's testimony continued, she brought up another rival of Sean Diddy Combs and another allegation that he made an ominous threat of violence. Clark testified, when working for Diddy, they went to a press event at MTV and 50 Cent was there. And just wait until you hear what she says Diddy told 50's manager. 50 Cent's real name is Curtis Jackson. He rose to fame in the early 2000s. You might remember songs like In the Club. You might remember that he was the leader of the rap group G-Unit. Now, 50 grew up in Jamaica, Queens, New York. Diddy, also a New York native. He was born in Harlem, grew up in Mount Vernon, New York, just about 20 miles away. And even though they both had success in music, they both rose to fame representing the city of New York and the rap scene there, they have been longtime rivals. In 2006, 50 Cent released a diss track about Diddy. So almost 20 years ago. This goes back a long way. And in that diss track, he says, quote, "Who shot Biggie Smalls? We don't get 'em. They gon' kill us all. Man, Puffy know who hit that expletive. Man, that expletive soft." Now, 50 is accusing Combs there of knowing who killed his friend, the notorious B.I.G. Christopher Wallace. Wallace and Puffy were incredibly close, but Wallace was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting in Los Angeles in 1997, and no one has ever been charged for pulling the trigger. This all happened during really the height of the East Coast-West Coast rap rivalry of the 90s, which involved Suge Knight, who we mentioned earlier. 50 Cent has also accused Diddy of orchestrating the murder of death row rapper Tupac Shakur, who died in 1996 in a Las Vegas drive-by shooting. This is Dwayne Keith D. Davis. He was arrested in September 2023, and he is the only person facing charges related to Tupac's murder. But 50 Cent has continued to push the allegation that Sean Combs either knows something or did something for Tupac to end up dead, though Diddy has denied that. But in a 2023 Instagram post, 50 wrote, "Damn, so Pac got lined by Brother Love, LOL, time to lawyer up, expletive, might get sticky," with a pic of Suge Knight in a car with Tupac. Diddy, who has a lot of names, Puff Daddy, Puffy, Puff, and Brother Love is one of those other names. Now, from Diddy's side of things, again, he's denied having anything to do with Tupac's murder, and he's also denied having anything to do with Christopher Wallace's death, and he's denied publicly having issues with it.
His words were brutal, personal, and combustible. It was not a diss song. This was an outright execution in public. For years, 50 has been making fun of Diddy. Everyone is aware of that. Memes, sly remarks, subtle insults, and Instagram shade. It wasn't subtle, though. It was war. 50 went off as soon as the prison sentence was announced. He did not merely rejoice in defeat. He tore off the mask that Diddy had been wearing for decades. The dark side of fame, the gossip, the secrets. Worst of all, he didn't seem shocked. He had the voice of a man who has been anticipating this day. He remarked, "This ain't new to me. I've been telling y'all for years." He wasn't merely speaking to admirers. He was addressing the entire industry. Diddy, every executive who chose to ignore the accusations, and every media organization that declined to report on them.
Combs said when he was asked about a beef with 50 in a 2018 interview with the radio show The Breakfast Club, Power 105.1 FM.
Hey, yo, I don't have no beef with
I don't know why.
With Fifth. He loves me. He loves me.
Do y'all really
can't
have a
see it?
beef?
I mean, y'all can't see it.
No, we can't see
Y'all
it,
can't
man.
see that he loves me?
But see,
You really think that's hate?
If you look at 50's social media, you can see he has a lot of posts about Diddy. And this is what he posted the day that federal agents in Miami raided Combs' mansion ahead of his arrest on the charges that he's now on trial for. 50 Cent posted on X, "Now it's not Diddy do it, it's Diddy done. They don't come like that unless they got a case." 50 Cent also included a link to his G-Unit clothing brand in that post. While Diddy in the Breakfast Club clip said that 50 Cent actually loves him and there was never a beef, on the stand this week, Capricorn Clark said otherwise. Clark said that she was at this press event at MTV with Diddy and 50 Cent was also there, all of this happening in New York. Clark said, quote, "After the interview wrapped up, myself, Puff, and Chris Lighty got in the elevator." Clark said that Lighty was an entertainment manager who, on paper, was managing Diddy at the time, but was also 50 Cent's manager at the time. Prosecutors asked Clark what happened in the elevator, and she said, quote, "Puff told Chris, because they were having some sort of issue, like, I really don't like all the back and forth. I don't do that. I like guns." The prosecutor then asked, "What's the issue with an individual?" And Clark responded, he had an issue with 50 Cent. She said Combs was very serious when he said that. In this case, it has become common to hear testimony from witnesses about alleged threats by Diddy. In fact, several witnesses have said that Diddy regularly threatened to fire people, to beat people, like his former girlfriend Cassie Ventura, and in this case, making a threat involving firearms to settle a dispute, per the testimony of someone who was one of his closest associates for more than a decade. Invoking gun violence and some sort of veiled threat, that could be scary for some, but apparently not 50 Cent. On Instagram, 50 posted right after his name came up in the courtroom, quote, cut, wait a minute. Puffy's got a gun? I can't believe this. I don't feel safe, with a picture that looked like an AI image of 50 Cent on a movie set looking serious. And he wasn't done. Shortly after that, he posted another AI image on Instagram of him in a Yankees hat with a very scared look on his face with the caption, "Oh my goodness, itty bitty Diddy wants me dead. I have to lay low." Sad face emoji. "I think I'm gonna hide out at the playoff game tonight, LOL. Then the next day he posted what he did that night. He went to the NBA playoff game between the New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers in Indiana. And you can see him here in a picture on the floor in a shirt that reads, quote, "Free Diddy," playing into the trolling that 50 Cent has done to Sean Combs over the years, even before Combs was ever accused of what he is on trial for. Now, Combs' trial is expected to last another month at least. He's charged with racketeering, sex trafficking by force, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He has pleaded not guilty. Join us now to talk more about the trial of Sean Diddy Combs and everything that's going on inside the courtroom is Zoffy Patterson.
50 made it obvious. You all saw it, you all knew, and you all said nothing. However, the truth has now come to light. Additionally, 50 is dancing on ashes. He didn't hold back. We began by discussing the trial, the witness, the testimony, and the verdict. It's not a mogul, that man. He is a monster. You all adored him. He moved like a god because of you. See where he ended up? See where you ended up? Then he revealed the shocking information. He said topics that others have only discussed in hushed whispers. Backroom transactions, industry threats, party anecdotes, and outrageous allegations concerning Diddy's purported behind-the-scenes activities. Money and fear were used to buy silence, intimidation, and manipulation. I'm not afraid to say it. But you guys are. I was aware of what it was. I walked away after seeing it up close. That's not a game I play. He believed he was invincible. I suppose the judge didn't agree. 50 even called out, one by one, those who were still standing up for Diddy. Influencers, producers, and artists. You are contributing to the issue if you continue to rock with him after this.
I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
The video was published to Diddy's Instagram, but has since been scrubbed from his page. Diddy's rival 50 Cent had choice words about the brutal video, saying first he denied that even happened, and then the tape comes out, so that means everything that N-word says is a lie. When someone watches that, if they have a daughter and they can imagine her being under those circumstances, that stuff is crazy. Like they let him get away with it. With all the influence and power you have, the person you're with is supposed to be a part of your life, not be forced. 50 Cent has long touted his plans to make a docu-series about his longtime rival. When asked what made 50 want to produce the series, he replied in part, "I'm the only one from hip-hop culture that's produced quality projects." 50 Cent and Diddy have collaborated on a few songs together, and when 50 was an unsigned rapper more than 20 years ago, he used to ghostwrite for the Bad Boy founder. But 50 Cent made it clear the two just worked together. He replied in part, "I wouldn't call it a friendship because there would be disappointment between us if we didn't speak to each other. There's points that we work together." 50 Cent would go on to credit Jennifer Lopez, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, who 50 Cent said told Diddy he would work with him as a songwriter in the beginning of his career. 50 Cent said this occurred when he was getting back to work after being shot several times in May of 2000. He would recall, though, one time when Diddy called and 50's oldest son's mother answered the phone and 50 refused to talk to Diddy. 50 would go on to say he didn't want to answer the phone because he didn't want to ever party or hang out with him. He replied, "Puff is a business person. When people call him a producer, I see people that were taken advantage of who produced things that he took from them. He got credit. He's not a producer. He's been able to take advantage of the business and the creatives in it. I don't have any interest in doing that. I actually fall under the creative allegations he faces. That's except for one famous friend, Stephen Jordan, aka Stevie J, who's Diddy's longtime friend. After Rodney Lil Jones Jr. filed his federal lawsuit against Diddy earlier this year, in which he referenced Diddy's infamous parties as seemingly the scene of a number of the allegations he now faces, including sex trafficking, forced drugging, and compromising footage of celebrities that have been held as blackmail. Stevie J seemingly responded with a post to Instagram with the caption, "This is what a real Diddy party looks like." The video showed a number of famous faces, including Jay-Z and Beyonce, Kim Kardashian, her then husband Kanye West, Naomi Campbell, and several others who were all together to celebrate Diddy's 50th birthday in 2019. Fast forward to 2024, 50 was asked why there have been so many silent voices when it comes to celebs speaking out about.
Pause. No intermediate ground exists. Then he performed something that only a 50 can do. He added entertainment value. Nasty, petty, and amusing. He made jokes, shared videos, and even made fun of a Diddy Gone documentary. However, there was something far more serious going on beneath all the taunting. It was more than just a roast. This was a challenge, a warning, and a change in tone. This wasn't just about one man falling for 50. The goal was to make the entire machine visible. The power structures, the enablers, and the phony allegiance. He's been in this industry long enough to understand how shady it can get. Diddy is also making sure that everyone else slides now that he has taken off his mask. "I told you all," he said again. "I warned you all that this day would arrive." Perhaps he did, because 50s has been laying the foundation for years, if you go back in time. He consistently suggested something was wrong with his piggy bank, interviews, and cryptic posts. And he's not surprised now that it's all in the open. He has been proven right. However, this tirade wasn't solely about the past. 50 made it obvious. This is only the start. More people are coming forward, he said. More dirt, more stories. He claimed that although the trial revealed some things, it did not reveal the entire stage. Not quite yet. Additionally, He pledges to maintain the focus on it until the entire chamber is shown. Do you believe this is the end of it? No, this only made things more difficult. It's also effective. People are conversing. Features are being scrubbed by artists. Executives are not speaking. Old interviews are being rediscovered by fans. The industry as a whole seems to be holding its breath, awaiting the next name to be revealed. 50 is an expert at what he does.
As I'm saying it. 50 Cent then alleged there's one famous friend that is aware of Diddy's alleged disturbing behavior. R&B legend Mary J. Blige, who got her start at Diddy's Bad Boy Records, has been a longtime friend of the embattled rapper and producer. But she reportedly has a great relationship with 50 Cent as well. When asked if Mary J. Blige reached out to 50, he responded, no, you know what? Mary never reached out to tell me not to F up Puffy because she knows he does that stuff. As Diddy and 50 Cent have long been in the rap game, they share another commonality, and that's 50 Cent's ex-girlfriend and the mother of his youngest son, Daphne Joy Navarez. The actress and OnlyFans model was named in Rodney Jones' suit against Diddy as she was referenced to as an alleged sex worker of Diddy's that also gets paid a monthly stipend. She has denied those allegations in a post made to social media, writing, "I am deeply hurt by the lies in Rodney Jones' lawsuit. The claim that I'm a sex worker is 100% false and character assassination. I am retaining an attorney to explore all legal remedies against both Rodney and his attorney." 50 Cent seemingly poked fun at the allegation of the mother of his son being an alleged sex worker. In a post made to his social media page, 50 wrote a caption, "I didn't know you was a sex worker, you little sex worker, LOL." But this would prompt Daphne Joy to respond to her ex again on social media, but this time would accuse 50 directly of rape and being abusive during their relationship. She would write in part, "Everything is a joke to you until our safety is compromised, which is happening now. You are wreaking real havoc, frenzy, and chaos onto people's lives. How would you feel if Sire was the one in handcuffs? For nothing. Let's put the real focus on your true evil actions of raping me and physically abusing me. You are no longer my oppressor, and my God will handle you from this point on. You have permanently damaged the last hope I had for you as a father to preserve our family with these last and final false claims made against me. You have broken our hearts for the last and final time." Those allegations against 50 Cent would prompt him to fire back against his ex Daphne Joy and sue her for defamation. In his suit, 50 Cent said those allegations were unequivocally false and would claim she made the shocking allegations in retaliation after he moved to take sole custody of their son. Since that suit, Daphne has deleted her Instagram post accusing 50 of rape and physical abuse. 50 Cent was asked by The Hollywood Reporter the latest in the defamation suit. The rapper and television producer said he tiptoes around the Daphne stuff and explained why. He said, "I got a family court case. The allegations that came out, she posted things to her page saying some crazy stuff, but this comes 8 hours after I filed for custody for my son. And she put that up in response to that, and I'm like, ugh. In this climate, you know how quickly they pass judgment. Things have worked out since she said those things." He went on to add, "I'd like to respond and say some wild stuff, but I've got to sustain that for my son." 50 was asked if he was worried about the allegations, especially given he's making a docuseries about an alleged abuser. And 50 replied, "It is damaging. It is damaging just to have anything said about you at this point, because you have people out there who don't believe your intentions, and if things are going in a positive direction for you and something pops, they gasp." He went on to say for entertainment purposes, they exploit that as much as possible, but there's no merit to it. But one thing 50 wasn't asked was if he believed Diddy would be formally charged and or potentially indicted for the many allegations he still faces. But attorney Ben Chu, who represented Johnny Depp during his trial against Amber Heard, says he does see an indictment coming down in Diddy's future.
I agree with that. I mean, obviously, I don't have any inside information. I don't think many people do, but I do think the signs are ominous.
He is not going on a tirade. He is carrying out a plan, a takeover. He's got the reach, the revenue, and now the drive. Because the fall of someone like Diddy shakes the culture from the ground up, not just one aspect of it. Additionally, 50 is brandishing a sledgehammer, and he's not going to quit, since that part has already been written. The question is no longer whether Diddy is finished. Who's next, we wonder? Because if 50 Cent is correct, and based on what we witnessed, he may be. This was not the end of the trial. It was the first salvo in a conflict that had been lurking in the background. 50 as well, with a microphone in one hand and receipts in the other. He is standing on the front lines, urging everyone to take up arms. Because the empire wasn't only corrupt at the top, in his opinion. Secrets were the foundation of it. The mysteries are now being revealed, post by post. The crazy aspect is that Diddy isn't even mentioned anymore. The end of that chapter. The environment that nourished it is the true tale. The folks who nodded and grinned as the machine rolled forward, stifling anyone who dared to speak up, the parties, the contracts, the payouts, the NDAs. Now that's the goal. He has the Empire 50s in his sights. Diddy didn't move in silence. Let's face it.
Guilty on 2 out of 5 counts, according to NBC News reporters present when the New York jury announced its determination July 2nd. Combs, who pleaded not guilty to all charges, was convicted of prostitution-related offenses, but acquitted of the sex trafficking and racketeering charges in his case. After his verdict was announced, stars who have been connected to Combs over the years spoke out on social media, with fellow rapper 50 Cent posting a photo of himself smiling and mocking Combs' good fortune. He wrote alongside the pic, "Diddy beat the feds, that boy a bad man, beat the Rico," before comparing him to late mobster John Gotti. Aubrey O'Day, Combs' former protege and member of Danity Kane, also shared her candid reaction to his fate. She said while filming CNN's live coverage of the verdict on her Instagram stories,
"Oh my God. Not guilty on Cassie, not guilty on Rico. No way that Jane is going to be guilty. Oh, this makes me physically ill. Cassie probably feels so horrible.
Involved in that. It could still be that the jury finds,
Ronnie,
yes, a person
I'm gonna
was moved
vomit."
across.
Ahead of the verdict, Aubrey spoke to E! News about what justice would look like for her in relation to the case.
Justice for me in this setting, I would like to see all of the crimes that I know are true for him to serve time for all of those, personally. Professionally, I would like the prosecution to have done such an incredible job that nobody had any questions right now, and a lot of people have questions. At this point, if I'm going to blend those two worlds together, I would like to see a world in which they really connected the dots. I'd like to see them really bring home the charges that they indicted him for, because it's a dangerous game to play at a federal level against a billionaire mogul. There's cause for concern when you watch the trial, the very first part of it all play out, and there's still questions for people. I don't have any questions, but the prosecution needs to have done a good enough job to make sure that the jury doesn't.
Also speaking out was an attorney for Cassie Ventura, who dated Combs on and off from 2007 until 2018, and testified during the trial about the alleged abuse she was subject to during their relationship. Her lawyer said in a statement,
He moved in style, with champagne, private planes, and red carpets. He wasn't hiding. He was showing it off. And since fame blinds and money talks, many allowed him. However, now that the smoke is cleared, 50 is ensuring that the attention never fades. He isn't slowing down. Every interview, post, and critical remark contributes to the devastation, and he's grinning as he does it. Since nothing tastes better than karma than to serve it cold to those who vow to hate you, he was straightforward in his statement. This isn't meat. This justice. I am merely recounting the autumn, and he does a very good job narrating it. Executives are spooked. PR departments are rushing. When he aims at you, it's not random. Therefore, no one wants to be the next person tagged in a 50 post. It's intimate. It's systematic. It's also ruthless. He is aware of the skeleton's final resting place, and he digs without fear. The lack of response from some of the greatest personalities in hip-hop, deafening. The people who once shared pictures of themselves with Diddy every other week. Not a trace. Quiet suddenly. Spiritual all of a sudden. Abruptly concentrating on recovery. However, 50, he can see through it. Only when the money gets funny are you all holy. You can't fake woke around him. He wrote on social media. He spent too much time in the trenches. He's calling it out because he understands the game, the cost of allegiance, and the silence that can be bought. Fans are increasingly paying close attention, making connections, and posing queries. The culture is changing. The untouchables appear extremely exposed since it is impossible to know what or who is behind the curtain if 50 Cent is drawing it back. Big names, rumors, whispers, and NDA-protected secrets are all present. 50 made hints that there will be more, that this will resemble the trailer in the next wave, that the collapse of Diddy marks the beginning of a much more dire period for the business. Additionally, 50 suggestions are never just idle chatter. the clock is running out. 50 is located in the middle, not merely giggling or clowning, but planning, recording, and scheming. In addition to witnessing the castle burn, he is also producing, directing, and filming the documentary series. Therefore, you weren't listening if you believed the line to be the climax or that it was over. The story doesn't end here. This is 50 Cent's first episode. He has only just